Hello, Scorpio. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using White Newman, a Sacred Animal Tarot created by Elba BG. This is a Liminal 11 deck. Feel free to freeze frame and check out that website if you're interested. And thank you to the person who purchased this for me. Supportive Oracle cards, Wisdom of the Hidden Realms, my Colette Baron Reed. There's some websites on the back here. I thought there was a Colette Baron Reed website, but I didn't see it on the stuff I was looking at. But if you look up Colette Baron Reed or you Google her, you'll find a bunch of stuff. I'm pretty confident. I think she's quite active. At least she was. Might be worth it if you're interested in what you see there. Anyway, what do we have for Scorpio? Scorpio. The first card is a very pretty card. Ooh, you got the White Newman. That's a really good one. There's two extra cards in this deck. One is the Black Newman, one is the White Newman. And one's good, one's not so good. The White Newman's the good one. Misunderstanding? Oh, that's popping over there. Okay. Okay, so the truth needs to come forward. Something changed here. So when I keep feeling your energy, something has changed. Are you okay? Why? Something has changed. I don't feel like you were looking in that direction, is what I keep getting. Like something has changed. I keep getting like you don't realize what's changed, which I'm kind of like. Scorpio usually has a pretty good intuition. Usually, at least the ones I know, they kind of have a heads up that something's going a little wonky or something's a little cuckoo. If something is going off base, you seem to kind of catch into the rhythm at the very least. I'm getting this one, maybe not. It's not a shock when this comes forward, but I feel like the information has to come forward first. And I don't know, it's weird. Like something has changed, but you weren't looking in that direction. Because I'm getting like, every time I look at this card, it's the Queen of Swords, who's extremely intelligent. There might have been other things going on when this changed or when things kind of went forward, and you were too centered on other things. Not too centered, I don't know if that's fair. There's a lot going on, and it's just kind of like, if there's 5 TV shows on right now, you can't watch them all at once. You might be aware that things are going on, but it's like you have other priorities that maybe took center stage at the time. So something's been going on, and I feel like I don't like the idea of you being distracted. I don't think that's fair. I just feel like you had other things you had to handle. So it's like, I feel like if we say you were distracted, it's like you weren't paying attention to something you should, and that's not really how this is going. You had other things you needed to deal with. So, just to keep that in proper context, especially depending on how it comes out of my mouth later, it's not like you neglected anything. That's not how this is. This is just you had other things that took priority. They just did. Now, when this change happened, whoever is going through it, because this seems to be very important to you, whoever this is or whatever's going on, they didn't see the point in bringing it forward to you. They didn't see anything positive coming out of that. Either they thought you had way too much on your plate to begin with, or they didn't think that you would be effective in helping it go in a better direction, or maybe they just wanted to handle it on their own, and they could have like not only kept you out of it, but they might have kept a lot of people out of it. Change happened. It seems like it's already past tense. Now, the information, I feel like is starting to trickle forward. Your base card is the White Newman. There's new creation, divine order, good things coming forward from this situation. This doesn't feel like anything is wrong, which you might be kind of like, you may not agree with that. But the point is, like, when you're adding into this situation is when you're going to be the most effective. Like, the timing, you may not agree with it, but I'm getting the timing is on point. You may not feel that way, you may not agree with that. Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. Because I'm getting, as the Ice Queen is here, but I'm getting like this melting feeling. And slowly things are coming forward. Information is coming forward. I'm getting more, this happened, that's going on, this is where that's going. Wait a minute, is that where that should be going? I get that kind of feel here. Especially when, like, they're saying, well, this is what happened, this is where I am, and this is where I'm going. And I'm like, going? Like, that's where you're going? Should that be where you're going? Like, and I feel like that might be where you're kind of coming in at this point. Like, things are going in a direction maybe that isn't the best. This is why this is coming forward at this point. At the very least, your influence is very impactful here. Because things are starting to balance out at this point. And I feel like I'm catching in, or people are telling me things, and I'm like, oh. It's almost like maybe over the last 3 or 4 months you've been very busy, and then now you're finding out, like, so-and-so isn't even living together. And like, wait, you were married. What happened? You're not married now? Like, what happened? Like, no, we're not. The divorce is almost final. You're like, how did that happen? Like, why wasn't I informed? Like, what? Like, what? There's a lot of mystery around this situation. The Seven of Cups, I'm questioning what happened and why. And I'm kind of like, there's a lot of mystery around it. The Seven of Cups is usually like dreams, possibilities, sometimes options. I'm kind of getting like a mystery with this. I'm getting a very, like, I don't understand how this got here energy. And I'm trying to, it's slowly balancing out. The truth is coming forward. There's also this thing with options. I read the Seven of Cups a few different ways. Sometimes people see it as fantasies. I don't think it's fantasies. I think it's more like, I don't understand why this is here. And maybe some of it's not going to come forward to you. You're going to get enough of it to find out what things are happening and where they're going. But you might not find out all the details because some people don't want to give them. This could be, again, if it's like maybe a relationship ended and you're finding out after the fact and you're like, wow, you guys you're not living together, but you're divorced now? Like, when did that happen? Be aware of the block. I don't think it's a block. I don't feel like that's fair to say that. Be aware of the limitation of information. If you're able to accept certain limitations with this situation and just move past it, kind of like, okay, we can't go down that road, fine, I'll find a different one. And just move on and get kind of like, all right, we can't go into that town, then we won't go to that town. Whatever's, okay, fine. And we just go somewhere else, kind of like I was going to go to this town and get some bread, but apparently we can't get into that one. That's all right, there's another town over this way. I'll go over here and get something else. It's fine. As long as we have something to eat, it's fine. The sooner you're able to accept that and you're aware of like a limitation of information, there's a limitation of information. There's definitely a limitation of information. I keep saying it, like, I know it rhymes and it's obnoxious, and I'm sorry, but there's limited something. Limited information. I keep saying it. Limited information. There is. If you can accept that and not let that hold you down, if you get into this energy of, like, I'm going to find out what's going on there, I'm not going to accept that limitation, it distracts you from something else. And I feel like it takes your energy away from where you could be effective. So it's almost like instead of moving this forward and fixing this over here, I'm researching over here. So while I'm researching, something else goes a little bit wonky. So whatever's limited or like it's being blocked or whatever you want to call it, if you just let that be and just keep moving forward, it serves you better. I'm not saying that's going to... All right, let's see. Is this limitation of information permanent? Apparently I like to say it that way. Maybe not. It's stagnant. It's a stagnant energy. Eight of Swords reversed. Don't get caught in it. If somebody doesn't want to tell you something, let it just be its own thing. It may come forward on its own later. I feel like it probably will. Because I'm seeing other cards here. Because I get like if you just let it be and you just help somebody through this moment, it untangles itself. The Eight of Wands is usually a speed card or a travel, but this Eight of Wands looks a little different. I get that there's a lot of confusion, a lot happening, and things not going all the same direction. A lot of confusion. But I feel like if you just kind of help somebody through whatever this hard part is, this this is the Three of Swords. I don't think the Three of Swords is you. I think this is you helping somebody that's in that Three of Swords energy, that heartbreak, that depression, maybe. Things untangle a lot quicker by going towards what you can handle, not what somebody's trying to block you from. Keep that in mind. So center on what you can handle, what people aren't blocking. And when you deal with what people aren't blocking, those other things seem to untangle themselves, which is a lot less stress for you, by the way. The situation is going to go into a better place. I'm trying to understand what's going on here, but by you helping whoever this person is, not only does it untangle the situation, it brings in a lot of healing with the Four of Swords. Justice will prevail. I don't see you a part of that system. I see you more as a support for the person that you care about. So I hope that makes sense. Like, the justice system is like a judge, jury, executioner. You know? You're not judge, you're not jury, you're not executioner. And that's not anything you're meant to be in this situation, but support for the one you love, that brings forward the healing, that helps with the healing. This energy I'm not comfortable with. Don't get caught up in somebody else's aggression. Whether it's right or wrong, just support and help, but you're not supposed to be part of the judge, jury, or executioner. Keep that in mind. It says optimism there, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It feels there's something going on here with aggression. I don't really feel like optimism fits. It says it on the card, but I don't feel like it fits. So take that with a grain of salt. Let people do what they need to do. Support them over to the side. Don't be in the middle of it. Just support them and help them. They'll take care of what they need to take care of. Because I see that this situation is working out. Things are going to reform later, and I see you in a lot stronger position with the King of Swords. King of Swords and the Two of Cups. You'll be in a lot stronger position later. The Two of Cups coming in, a lot of people read that as a romance, but this one, it seems like it could be a friendship. I'm getting kind of like a good friendship, or like a really strong friendship. Could be a romance. Whatever works for you. It's all good. But they're saying don't get directly involved. Be more of a support. That makes this easier to work out later, because I feel like you can be the sounding board and it can promote more healing later. It's easier if you're not directly in it and just the support to the side. You can be that sounding board. You can help things heal and not get stuck somewhere they don't need to get stuck. So, for example, if this was something about somebody breaking up with somebody else, getting a divorce, whatever, if you stay over to the side, you don't get directly involved, just support the person you're with, you can help later, because like some people get into this energy when a relationship's over, they just are very hell-bent on hating somebody for the rest of their life. That's not helpful. I'm not saying people should forgive for things that they don't want to forgive for. I'm not saying that, but holding on to hate, hold your energy down, does not help people. It's not helpful. Forgiveness within reason, to where somebody can let go of the situation, that's one thing. Or at least just not hating. Maybe this person just needs to kind of like block this other person, or just they don't want to deal with them anymore. That's fine. But if they're actively hating, especially if it's in a situation where they're actively trying to make somebody else suffer, like let the judge, jury, and executioner handle that. You can be that voice of reason, kind of like, you know what, you did what you could do. Let's step back from it. Let's not let this hold down your life. When people get into that energy of making somebody else pay, other parts of their life suffer for it. So like if this was a relationship, it broke off for whatever reason, and it's not that their reasons are invalid for the way they feel, it's not that, but it's by centering that energy and trying to make somebody else pay and keep going towards that, they stop something else good from coming in. It's hard to start another positive relationship when you're still trying to make the last person pay for the negative things they did in the last relationship. It's healing past it, letting it go, healing yourself and releasing it, so you can let something else take its place. If you keep letting this negative energy hold to your life, it just keeps germinating more of that. We don't need that. So you can be that voice of reason in the sense of like, yep, that person not so cool, agreed, but let's not center our energy, let's not put our energy over to that person, let's stop giving our energy to that person. Bon voyage to them. Let's heal from that and let better things come in. Let's let a better energy replace it. Hopefully I made sense with the way I said that. Because I see you being that support for somebody else. I actually did get, while I was saying it out loud to myself, maybe some of you are going to be in that position where it's better to let go than to harbor hate for somebody. You know if that's true or not. You know if you're subject to that or not. By holding on to that anger and centering that anger on somebody else, it just ties you to that pain. It ties you to that level of energy. If we can release it, we can let that go and let something better come in its place. The longer we hold that energy, the more we stay in that energy. I'm not saying your feelings are valid or invalid. I'm just saying you hold to that energy, you stay in that energy. That's all I'm saying. Whatever's valid for you, you take it where you need to take it. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.